think it's really a privilege for us to be in a position in this company where we can continue to push the envelope on these issues. And I think that's one great thing about Diageo. I think it's ultimately, we're showing that it's giving our company a competitive edge, and therefore it's empowering other companies to take that step that maybe don't have this kind of representation, because this is pretty powerful representation at the top of a company. I'm pretty proud that our company can actually, field a company of top executives of color.
And it's great to have you guys here on Martha's Vineyard in the sacred ground of Woburn Park across from Inkwell Beach.
Building brands of this ilk, like a Johnny Walker or a Don Julio or a Crown Royal or Tanqueray, really is more than just what happens at retail. It's what happens in the community and the embrace the community does or doesn't have for these brands, and how the brands can find ways and paths to give back.
We have to reflect the consumers that we sell to. And 91% of new legal drinking age consumers are coming from non-white communities. That's a huge number, and it represents a huge shift, a huge demographic shift. And so in order to be relevant, in order to be authentic, our brands live in culture. We have the privilege of accompanying people in some of the key celebratory moments in their life, some of the amazing cultural, iconic engagements, movements, festivals, parties, And so it's important for us to show up authentically.
I'll talk about it from my perspective, which is I'm the global general counsel for Diageo, so I'm the top lawyer. And so oftentimes what comes to me, because I also chair our Global Reputation Steering Committee, are the questions of, should we do this? Can we do this? Is this too far? And, oftentimes, not just me, but others working around, we have to work to make these things happen in some places, because we do want to reflect the consumer. We do want to reflect the diversity. We do want to reflect the cutting edge. But we are a company at the other side. And so what I'd say is, actually, I can tell you our teams are working really hard to make sure that we are able to, represent our brands authentically, because not all of our brands have a right to speak in every space, and making sure that we're true to that, but then also making sure, to going to Rodney's point, that we're able to get the balance right between, what we do as a company, but actually, more importantly, speaking the voice through the consumers, the creators, and people who really want to express themselves through our brands. And we work hard at that to get that done.
I think the part of that really resonates and touches me is that there is space in what we're creating at Diageo for everyone to see themselves, right, in this story, in this experience. And to me, that is what inclusion is, right, is that I can see myself in this story, in this space, and there is space for me, there's support for me, there's development for me, all of those other things that go along with that, and that we're creating this culture that supports that and resonates that for everyone.
We look at it 360 degrees around the business. So when we think about community, we also think about, where we source materials from, who we are partnering with in terms of farmers, how we are building communities around the operations that we have. And so when I look at it also on a global basis, those are the types of things that we're continuing to really develop. We have kind of our supplier diversity, objectives as well. And that sits, throughout the entire world. So we're talking about Latin America, we're talking about Africa, we're talking throughout Europe, and in Asia. We have a consistency that runs through our business about a belief in empowering communities by not only, yes, we do give money to organizations, to universities like HBCUs, but also in terms of actually equipping people to be able to make money, invest themselves in their communities, and have that be sustainable.
Well, we've got Malcolm Ellis in the house from our Pronghorn Initiative.
Give him a round of applause, Malcolm.
He does deserve a round of applause. And as Tom referenced, Pronghorn is an investment that Diageo made in a venture fund that basically supports Black-owned spirits businesses. And to date, we've invested in 23 different businesses. 30.
Wow, 30. Give that a round
30.
of applause. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's great.
For me, as I see myself in our strategy and our vision, is really how do we ensure that we're building the teams that can speak directly to culture, right? And how do we have partners that reflect culture and consumer, right? It's really important that we're able to build teams and have people that can reflect our consumers, the diversity of our consumers, and that can really speak authentically to that culture, to individual experience, and really convert that in a very authentic, transparent way.